We are going to begin with the ongoing investigation in Southern California into the mass shooting there at a dance studio. Authorities are trying to establish a motive in this attack after 10 people died and 10 others were hurt, many of them still in the hospital. All of this in Monterey Park on Saturday.
Police say the suspected gunman took his own life Sunday following an hours-long manhunt. The Gun Violence Archive reports that Saturday's tragedy in California is one of 4 mass shootings that took place over the weekend. It's also one of 36 that have happened since the start of 2023. We're still in the first month. Police say the gunman tried to attack another dance studio after the first shooting. A member of the family who owns that second studio reflected on the importance of the dance community in California while acknowledging the lives lost.
It's very important, to always remember that, there's not folks that would come to your studio for years and years. Those are very special people that will remain loyal. And I know a lot of them were victims last night.
Brenda Tsai's brother disarmed the gunman at their family's dance studio in Alhambra, saving countless lives and averting another tragedy.
Joining us now live from Monterey Park, California, is CBS News correspondent Kris Van Cleave. Kris, the community has had a couple days to begin to try to process something that was unthinkable there, as it would be in any community. But in this one in particular, given the age of the victims, given the age of the suspect, it seems particularly hard to comprehend. What's the atmosphere like today in Monterey Park?
Well, Tony, I think as you said, it's hard to comprehend. And there are a lot of people saying the things that you would expect, that you wouldn't think that something like that would happen here at an event like that to people in their 50s, 60s and 70s. We know from what the coroner has released so far among the dead, 2 women in their 60s, victims as old as in their 70s. There's a real effort to try to understand how this would happen. This is a very quiet suburb east of Los Angeles, sort of in the Pasadena area, the San Gabriel Valley, the type of place that, at 10, 11 o'clock at night, you could walk around without worrying about anything, and you may not see a whole lot of people. It's a quiet community, just really shattered by this violence.
As you said, it's so hard to comprehend, Kris, but as we await more answers from law enforcement about a possible motive, et cetera, can you remind us just a bit of a timeline and what we know from authorities, what we can confirm?
Sure. So yesterday and Saturday and Sunday was supposed to be the Lunar New Year Festival here in Monterey Park. And that's a pretty big event in this community. It's a city of about 62,000 people. That festival brings in about 100,000 people a day. It was the first time they've been able to restart the festival since the pandemic. So there was a lot of excitement. There were a lot of people. As we're talking about Saturday night, there was events were wrapping up. There was an event, a dance here at this building where the suspect came in about 10:30 and started shooting. He killed 10 people, 5 women, 5 men, wounded 10 more. We understand 7 remain hospitalized as of our last update from the Sheriff's Department. That then kicked off a manhunt, but as police were responding here, it's believed now the suspect went to a second dance hall a few miles away. It's about a 5-minute drive from here. That's where the gun was wrestled away from him by that 26-year-old you were just talking about. After that incident, the suspect fled. And then he was found about 12 hours later by Torrance police, about a half hour from here. They approached his van, and that's when he shot himself. Police now, of course, are trying to understand why somebody who appears to does have some ties historically to this dance hall, why he would come in and just start shooting. The sheriff asked out loud during a press briefing yesterday, how do you explain somebody who walks in and shoots 20 people? The answer may never be satisfying, but they're trying to piece together just what led up to that.
And any
we know
new
that they
info?
served a search warrant on the man's home.
Yeah. Sorry,
go
Kris,
ahead,
to
Lilia.
interrupt you. I was just curious about the guns. I know that one was taken from him. Do we know anything else, whether it was obtained legally or anything of that nature?
Sure. They found the gun that was taken from him at the dance hall in the neighboring town, Alhambra, was described by police as a semi-automatic handgun with an extended magazine. with some kind of, well, they described it as a gun that was probably not legal in California because it was able to fire high-capacity rounds in short order. So we're trying to get a little bit more information about that. And then a handgun was recovered from the vehicle where the man took his own life. Right. So it looks like potentially 2 guns. They believe the gun that was seized in Alhambra was responsible for the violence here.
Thank you so much, Kris Van Cleave. We'll continue following your reporting.